The chandeliers glimmered like captured stars above a sea of tuxedos and sequins. Glasses clinked, laughter rippled, and the scent of money hung thick in the air. It was her company's grand celebration, 10 years of success, or at least the illusion of it. I stood near the back, a quiet spectator holding a small gift, invisible but deliberately present. When Julia spotted me, the joy drained from her face like someone had pulled a plug. Her boss, Richard, the same man she once claimed was nothing more than a mentor, frowned and muttered something to the security team. Moments later, 2 guards began moving in my direction. "He's not supposed to be here," Richard snapped. My wife crossed her arms, voice cold and sharp. "I didn't invite you. Why are you here?" "To celebrate," I said simply. Their laughter rippled through the crowd like static. The guards reached for my arm, and then everything changed. Every screen in the ballroom, the slideshow, the stage backdrop, even the glowing company logo, flickered once, then filled with bold, white text. Primary key missing. At first, no one understood. Richard barked. "What does that mean?" The IT manager sprinted to the podium, confusion painted across his face. The music died. Conversations turned to murmurs of alarm. That single phrase, 5 words, was a thread I'd been waiting to pull. 5 years earlier, I was the architect of their entire system. Literally. Back when the company was still a fledgling startup, I built the infrastructure that handled everything. Payroll, transactions, analytics, client records. It was elegant, resilient, and entirely mine. Julia used to call me her silent genius. Said one day we'd run the place together. But somewhere along the line, we turned into them. She climbed fast, promotions, business trips, glowing praise from Richard. I stayed in the background, coding, keeping the machine alive while she and her mentor enjoyed the spotlight. Then one evening, while she was out working late, she left her laptop unlocked. I didn't mean to look, but the subject line caught my eye. It wasn't business. It was flirtation disguised as professionalism. And the attachments, receipts, reservations, photos painted a story I'd refused to see. She'd even charged their business dinners to my account. I should have confronted her. I didn't. I analyzed, because the deeper I looked, the worse it got. She'd used my credentials to access admin privileges, to lock me out of my own code. That's when the husband died, and the engineer took over. I began writing a failsafe, hidden deep within the architecture, invisible to audits. It relied on one string, a single master key that only I knew. Without it, every operation, every data link, every financial transaction would collapse. Not destroyed, just rendered meaningless. Then I waited. Julia and Richard took full credit for my work, parading my system as their innovation. I said nothing. Every lie was another stitch in their noose. The night before the gala, I made one change, a single deleted line. It was enough. Now, under the chandeliers, the chaos unfolded exactly as planned. The acquisition deal they'd been boasting about? Gone. Payroll erased. Client lists inaccessible. The IT team scrambled, shouting commands that meant nothing. Richard's voice cracked through the mic. "Restore it? Now!" I just watched, calm, hands in my pockets. Julia's hair had come undone, her perfect image unraveling as she typed frantically. "What did you do?" she cried. I took a slow sip of champagne. Just deleted something unnecessary. Richard charged toward me, face red, eyes wild. "You'll go to prison for this." I turned to him, almost pitying. For deleting my own code? Checked the contracts. He blinked, confused, then looked toward the company lawyer. The man paled instantly. He knew. The intellectual property, the licenses, every line of code, all legally mine. Richard stumbled back, suddenly small beneath the weight of his own arrogance. Julia's voice was a whisper. "You can't do this." "I already have." Security stopped moving. The crowd was frozen, watching the empire crumble in real time. The screens flickered once more. A new message appeared. System access revoked by original author. Contract breach detected. The silence was almost holy. By morning, the company's name was trending for all the wrong reasons. The acquisition deal collapsed. Investors fled. Richard resigned within 48 hours. Julia's reputation disintegrated overnight. She called me, texted me, begged to meet. I never responded. I sold the source code to one of their competitors, the same firm Richard used to mock for playing catch-up. They paid handsomely. Now I live in another city. Small place, quiet street. I still write code, but only for myself. Sometimes, when I see news of another corporate scandal, I think of that night, of the blinding white glow of the screens, the panic in her eyes, the sound of the crowd realizing the foundation beneath them was gone. It wasn't joy I felt. It was balance. They tried to erase me from their story. I simply reminded them who wrote the first line.